All right, so the goal is going to be to get through the next 30 of this part of this multiple choice, right? And again, we're looking at the specimen paper. So you can add your answers right after the last thing that we did, which was the listening. Right? Okay. So we're choosing the best answer. And if there's a word that you don't know the meaning of, and I haven't said the meaning, you could tell me, right? You could ask. And obviously, if there are words you meet that you don't know the meaning of, please say. All right, so voy a leer y hacer mis deberes en. So where am I going to read and do my homework? Right, in the library. Very good. So that is A, right? Okay, what is librería? Okay, so this is the stationery shop where you go to buy pens, pencils, paper. Stationery store, right? What is la librera? Could be the bookstore, right? That's what it sells books. What is la estantería? Shelf. So we kind of do our homework in the shelf. She reminds me of today. I went to pick up my son from preschool, and a little child rolled himself onto one of the shelves on a bookcase. Because when you're little, you have no sense of danger. All right, the shelf. I guess he could do his homework on the shelf, but we can't. All right, number 32. Los empleados se niegan a entrar en la fábrica porque hay. All right, so se niegan, what does that mean? The infinitive is negar, and it's reflexive, so negarse, right? And it means to decline, as in like to say no to something. You don't want to do it. So the workers decline to enter the factory because here's my favorite word in Spanish. There is or there are. There is. Why would people decline to enter the place that they work? What can we rule out? We can rule out trabajo. That's not why we would not enter a place. We can rule out empleo. And we can rule out money. So we have the answer then, right? Empleo is work. Trabajo is work. Empleo is employment, right? So, and what is huelga? Strike. Hay huelga. There is a strike. All right, number 33. Hace 2 meses que no llueve. La tierra está muy something. So it has not rained for 2 months. The earth is great, seca, dry. Right. Okay, so B, right? What are the other words? I'm sorry. I'm writing on the word dry for some reason instead of the letter B. Okay, so cansada is tired, fresca is fresh. Lluviosa is rainy, right? No me gusta el pollo hervido. Prefiero comerlo hot. We have rosado, enfriado, asado, barbecho. These are nice words to note if we don't know um what they are to describe food, right? Okay, we could probably, if you might know the answer because every time you do food, um, you talk about pollo asado, right? Roast chicken. Barbecho looks like barbecue, doesn't it? But it's not. A literal translation is follow, like when you leave something um to replenish itself. All right, rosado is pink. We don't want pink chicken, it will kill us. And enfriado is chilled. It looks like fried, right? But you have to remember frio. So the chicken enfriado is chilled chicken. So we want pollo asado, roasted, right? All right. Everybody has the vocab they need from here. We can rub all this off and move on to the next four. Okay, so I'm gonna clear this away, right? Okay, so typically the multiple choice, once you're done with the listening, you get 8 of these vocabulary questions, and then you go to passages with fill in the blanks, right? So these will be the easier ones. All right, number 35. Ha perdido la something y ahora no puedo abrir la puerta. So what have we lost so that now we cannot open the door? Right, good. D, we've lost the key. All right, so memoria, memory. What is cerradura? What is that? You can recognize cerrar in here to close. So something that closes a door, a lock, right? Voluntad, will, right? So 35, D, llave, key, right? All right, 36. Para lavar la ropa, tengo todo menos. We have la sopa, el jamón, el jabón, la llave. To wash clothes, what is tengo todo menos? I must at least have. I have everything except, right? I have everything but. I have all less. So tengo todo menos. I have all, literally less, right? But in English, you would say I have everything but. So I have everything but what? What do I need to wash soap? Do I need la sopa? It's not la sopa I need, right? What is la sopa in Spanish? Well, I mean in English. Soup, right? Jamon is ham. Llave is key. Jabon is soup, right? So I have everything but the soup. I have the clothes, I have the machine, I have the water, probably the bleach. Yes. All right. Acabo de ganar la lotería. Me siento something. Well, we've met this expression before, right? But in case we did not note it or we've forgotten it, let's look at it again. Acabar de plus the infinitive means to have just done something. So I've just won the lottery. How do I feel? I must feel feliz, right? I will not feel discontent. I will not feel like I'm lacking in energy, desanimado. I will not feel sad. I will feel happy, right? And while we're on the topic of looking at grammar expressions that came up in the questions, reminder about this one from number 33, hace 2 meses que no llueve. So, hacer plus the time, plus que no, plus the verb, right? And this is, it has been X amount of time since whatever action, since X action, right? All right. Todos podemos ir en su cochecito, pero estaremos muy, right. So we can all go in your, is this car big or small? And is it actually a car? That's probably what I should have led with. All right. What is a cochecito? It's also, the word is used for like a stroller that you push a baby around in. But it looks like a very small car. The word, I mean, looks like very small car. All right, now what do these words below mean? So, limitados, limited. Comprometidos, engaged. Committed. Right? Apresurados, hurried or rushed, right? Amontonados, we will be like a mountain, one on top of each other. So, amontonados, right? Estaremos muy amontonados. We'll be very much one on top of each other. All right, I'm gonna pause here. I'm gonna ask you again to please make sure that you note these two grammatical constructions on top. So that one, when you see them, you'll understand, or when you hear them, you'll understand, and two, you will use them. For each blank, there are 4 suggested responses. Select the response that fits best in the context, right? All right. Aquí something, yo, en la Ciudad de México, la Gran Pirámide de la Luna, estructura por Azteca hace siglos ya. Chica, me siento muy something al lado de una construcción tan enorme. Me afecta tal que casi me causa llorar. All right, of the words that are on the screen, are there any that you would like to know the meaning of? All right, so if not, go ahead and try your answers. And the questions that you kind of make sense of at all, you could let me know, right? If you've already sent your answers in the chat, I'm going to go through them now and message you back about them. So try and pick your answers. Do it, don't worry. Okay. Let's look at 30. So we're going to solve 39, right? Aquí something yo, right? Now you know yo is a subject pronoun. It comes in front of a verb. Yo plus verb. And you know that Spanish people and their Spanish speakers and their subject pronouns have a strange relationship to us English speakers. They don't always use them. They just conjugate the verb and the ending tells you who's doing the action. Or else sometimes they put the subject pronouns after the verb, right? That is what is happening here. So what is coming in front of it is the verb that you must agree with. So when we look at the options, we have me voy. Okay, that's from ear. That's the first person of ear. Fine, sure. Me encuentro. Okay, that's from encontrar. Say that's the first person of encontrar. Okay, possibly. Yo siento. Is that a complete verb? It's a complete verb, but what is missing? If it was sentarse or sentir, okay, I kind of give it away. This would come from sentar or sentir, right? But it would need a pronoun. It would need a reflexive pronoun, wouldn't it? Sentarse, sentirse, probably sentirse, right? To say I feel. So me siento. So it's not that one because there's no me, right? Aquí yo había. No. Why not? I suppose technically, no, it doesn't agree because you need past tense and there's no accent on this I. You need imperfect. There's no accents on this I. If you were going to say I was there or I had, you would need some sorry, past participle attached to it to complete the verb. So not this either. Right? Everybody okay so far? So we're back to me voy and we're back to me encuentro. All right. So you have the verb ir, which is to go. And you have, okay, well, before I say what your plus the reflexive pronoun is, if you had to choose between A and B, if I tell you make that choice, which one are you going to choose? So I think once you rule out C and D, probably you will make the correct choice. All right, so let's talk about ear say. Ear say, when you put say on ear, what does it mean? It means to go away, to leave. Right? So if I say here I went away in La Ciudad de Mexico, that doesn't quite make sense. Here I left in La Ciudad de Mexico. But I'm visiting the Mexican city, right? And look at this thing, una experiencia fenomenal, a phenomenal experience. So me encuentro, right? I find myself. Everybody understands that? Everybody's okay with that? You see the clues that we're looking at? We're looking to see what agrees with the subject, right? All right, next piece. La ciudad de Mexico, all right. Something al gran pirámide de la luna. So I must be looking up at it, right? And if I look at the answer choices, al lado cerca construida junto. So next it. Which of these next hits are we going to use? Construida is different. Construida is built from construir, right? So we can rule out this because does it fit here? Built at the Grand Pyramid of La Luna? No, it does not, right? Rule that out. Okay, so are we al lado al Gran Pirámide? Are we cerca al Gran Pirámide? Are we junto al Gran Pirámide? Which one? Think about your grammar. Do you say al lado a or do you say al lado de? Do you say cerca a or do you say cerca de? Think back to directions. Do you say junto a or do you say junto de? Or do you say junto something else? Or al lado something else or cerca something else? Yeah, guys, what's the preposition we use with these? Think about it and choose an answer. Think back to when you did directions. Don't you say al lado de? Cerca de? But they didn't give us de, they gave us al. So it has to be junto. Junto al Gran Pirámide de la Luna. Right? So 40 is D. Good so far? 41. All right. Estructura, so structure. So what is coming after structure? It has to be an adjective, right? All right, so let's look at it because the estructura is a noun and we know in Spanish the adjective comes after the noun. So we have edificada, we have dicha, we have alcanzada, we have destruida. What can we rule out? Can't we rule out destruida because that is destroyed? And the thing is not destroyed, we're standing in front of it, right? What is alcanzar? And therefore, what is alcanzada? Alcanzar is like to head towards, to reach towards. So this is like headed or reached. All right, what about dicha? Dicha is said, right? From decir, to tell or to say. Well, dicho, all of these, notice all of these end in A. Why do they end in A? They end in A because they have to match, they have to agree with estructura, which is feminine. So dicho, but dicha in this case. So dicha, if dicha would, anyway, never mind. All right, so that leaves us with edificada. Don't we know this word in English? Edifice. Some of y'all are gonna say, no, miss, I've never seen that word in my life. It is another word for building, right? And you could see the same, you can see the same root at work here. Like a building that was erected. So estructura edificada, right? All right, por something Azteca. So Azteca, we know that is Aztec. Now we need, what do we need here? What part of speech we need here? Do we need a noun? Do we need a verb? Do we need an adjective? Azteca is the adjective. So we need a noun. So if we look at 42, we have El Pueblo Azteca, por El Pueblo Azteca, by the Aztec people, the Aztec town. We have por la Catedral Azteca, by the Aztec cathedral, church, chapel. Por maíz Azteca, maíz is corn, right? Por la raíz Azteca, race, the Aztec race. All right. Which is the answer? No, the por does not mean next to, right? We're not trying to say the pyramid was built next to the Aztec church. For one thing, there is no Aztec church. But also por in this case means by, as in the people who did it. All right, so yeah, sorry, thoughts? What is the answer? Is it A or is it D? Because we're trying to say the Aztecs built it. So are we going to say the Aztec people or the Aztec race? And how do we know which is the correct one to fit there? If we look at Azteca, it ends in an A. So we're looking for a feminine noun. So that means raíz, right? Por la raíz Azteca. Okay, so 42 is D. 43. Chica, girl, me siento. Look, there's a me with the siento. So even if you made the mistake in 39, hopefully you would have caught it when you get down to this piece of the passage. I felt or I feel muy. How do I feel? How do you feel if you were standing next to a pyramid? Al lado de una construcción tan enorme. So the comma is telling us how to group the words, right? The commas. So this is a group of words that is a unit of meaning for us to make sense of. So I feel very something al lado de, and look, al lado de, at the side of, to help you with number 40. Anyway, construction tan so enorme, enormous or large. How would you feel if you're standing next to something so large? I feel very, we have girl, we have impotent, we have dominant or strong, we have impressionable or impressed. Sorry. Is this impressed or is this impressionable? So hold on, let me think about this for a second. Yeah, impressed. Okay, so which one is it? Impotent, like powerless, right? So would you not feel impressed? Would it not be impresionante? If you're next to such a wondrous construction. Right? So 43D. 44. Wait, no, sorry. Wait, what is going on? I put it in the wrong place, but it's over here. It has to go, right? Right, so 43, 44. Something may affect tal que casi me causa llorar. So something affected me, tal que such that casi it almost made me, caused me to cry. So we're looking for just a word that means that or which. So it helps if you know the grammar, but if you don't, what can we rule out? Porque, because it affected me. So I felt impressed next to the such a large construction because it affected me. No, because doesn't work, right? So we take that out. I felt very impressed next to such an enormous building or enormous construction, which affected me. That's what lakwal means, right? Which affects me so much that it almost makes me cry. So that's probably it, right? But let's keep going. Kien, who affects me? So no, it's a building, it's not that. Por el cual, for which, do we need the for there? No, right? We just need la cual. So 44B. Okay. All right, there are a lot of scribbles on the screen. Please take down any vocabulary that you are unsure of. Please, if you're unsure of a question, ask me. And I'm just giving you a minute. No, instead of us taking a break, we will just go to number 6, then we'll end class early, right? All right, so I'm gonna pause the I'm gonna pause the video here to give you a chance. Please make sure you've noted everything that you can, that would be useful that you need to, right? All right, let's look at our next passage, which is our second to last thing that we're doing. All right, so Encuentro con una vendedora panameña. So the title should always give us a clue, right? A meeting with, an encounter with a Panamanian vendor. Y no me va a vender, mujer. No me hace something grite. Y ustedes piensan que pueden something a mí con su something americano tan solo para después. Si piensan ustedes, pues no something pueden hacer. A ustedes les voy a confrontar con la fuerza de esta lengua mía para que something que somos gente, something como ustedes. Does this sound like a pleasant conversation these people are having? Does this sound kind of aggressive and confrontational? All right, so what does it say? No me va a vender, mujer. You're not going to sell me, woman. No me hace. Something. So and then grite tells us from gritar, right? Shout. All right, so I'm going to give you a couple minutes. Try it on your own. You can send your answers in the chat. And then we will reason it out together. If there's anything you don't understand, vocabulary-wise, you could ask, right? Okay, so you're not going to sell to me, lady, right? And then no me hace something, right? Now, if it were nada, it would be no me hace. So hacer nada is to do nothing. So no me hace nada. So imagine that no me hace is the beginning of each of these, right? Nothing. It doesn't do me anything. We wouldn't say it doesn't do me nothing in English. We would say it doesn't do me anything, right? No me hace celos. It doesn't make me jealous. No me hace ganas. It doesn't make me want it. Whatever the thing is. Right. Now, what is no me hace caso? Because as you've probably guessed, that is our answer. This has to do with attention. So it doesn't pay attention to me. So this is our answer. Right? So these are idiomatic expressions that we are being asked to sort through. Okay, so remember to note them if it's the first time you're seeing any. All right, now we're looking for an object pronoun, right? What is the object pronoun we're looking for, and what is the clue? All right, so let's look. Let's look at what comes after. Ustedes, right? Ustedes piensan. This is the response. This is the response, right? So he shouts at them. Les, right? So this will be D. Well, les, right? So 46, D. Ustedes piensan que pueden something a mí. So you think that you can do what? We have andar, to walk, gustar, to be pleasing. Gustar is not to like, right? It's an indirect verb to be pleasing. Acercarse, to approach, to come near me, right? Declarar, to declare. So which is it? You think you can come close to me? You can approach me? C, right? I'm going to go down here. So 47C, con su something americano, with your something americano. So if we look over here, we have dinero, we have dolor, we have chaqueta, we have color. So we could rule out chaqueta because whatever it is has to be masculine, right? So if it's a shout down with a vendor, then it's probably money, right? Con su dinero americano. Because pain, dolor is pain, that wouldn't fit. Color, color is color, but Americans don't have a particular color. All right, so 48, 8. All right, 49. Con su dinero americano, tan solo para después, what? Despreciarme, indicarme, acordarme, averiguarme. Thoughts? What does despreciarme look like? What does indicarme look like? What does acordarme look like? If we're not sure about the words, what does it look like? All right, so averiguar is to shame. Acordarme is to agree, so it's probably not that one. To agree with me, to shame me. Indicarme, to point at me, probably not, right? So despreciarme. To underappreciate me, to despise me, to devalue me. Right? So which one fits best here? Tan, solo, para, just to, right? And this place after. So just till later or just till afterwards. Devalue me, despise me, insult me, right? Despreciar me. So 49, 8. All right. Así piensan ustedes, yeah, and that's how you think. Pues no something pueden hacer, but you can't do it to me. You can't do that to me. So if we look at our object pronouns in 50, by the way, next week Wednesday's class is going to be going over next week Wednesday's class, Ash Wednesday, when a lot of you may be home from school and so shouldn't have a conflict, maybe. We'll be doing direct and indirect pronouns for commands, if anybody wants to go over the topic, or plan to look at the recording, right? Anyway, so which two pronouns there will tell you you can't do that to me? Which one has to me? B or C, right? And then that is kind of like a vague idea, a thing that is undefined, low, right? When we're using an object pronoun to refer to, well, I guess ideas, or that where the thing is vague and undefined, right? So, pues no me lo pueden hacer. You can't do that to me, right? A ustedes les voy a confrontar con la fuerza de esta lengua mía. So, I'm going to confront you with the force of my language. Para que, so that you might know that we are people. So I feel like we're looking at subjunctive here, right? Because after para que, we use the subjunctive. So if we look at the choices, actually, no, we don't need subjunctive. Oh, yes, we do. So that you might know, right? And we're using, the person is talking to ustedes. So, para que entiendan. Right? Entendemos is we understand that we are people, but we already know that, so there's no para que entendemos. Entenderán, that is future tense. Entendían, that is imperfect tense. But I think the accent is missing here, and it's supposed to be imperfect, right? Entiendan. So 51, B, right? How do we know it's the subjunctive? Because it has the opposite ending attached to it. So entender is an ER verb, but it has the AR ending. And that's what tells us it's subjunctive, right? You take the yo form, take off the O, and that is how you get the stem, and then you add the opposite verb endings, right? So since in there is stem changing, E to IE, we have entiendo as the yo form, take off yo, entiendan for ustedes. And right? All right, last one, 52, last one for this paragraph anyway. Que somos gente, we have igualmente como ustedes, lo mismo como ustedes, lo que como ustedes, tan como ustedes. Any votes? No votes? All right, we will go with A. The same equally like you, right? 52A. And I know this passage was a hard one, right? While I clear away, I'm just gonna remind you of two things, right? One, questions repeat, so make it part of your revision process to go back over this passage. So you'll be familiar with the answers in case you happen to see it. Two, I didn't make a big deal of this, but you will notice these two dashes, right? So this is how we know that two people are speaking. Right? So that will help us make sense of the passage a bit. Okay, let's look at the last little piece of this paper. And we have an advertisement, right? My bad, it's two last little pieces. 53 to 56. Salón Venus para tratamientos de salud y belleza. Visite nuestro salón unisexo, el más moderno de la isla. Déjese atender durante horas por nuestro personal altamente calificado. El Salón Venus está supervisado por expertos europeos con el equipo más moderno para ofrecer a nuestros clientes lo último en cuidados del cuerpo en un ambiente lujoso. Abierto de lunes a sábado, cita previa, teléfono, se atienden personas mayores de 18 años. All right, let's look at questions before we spend our time translating it, right? ¿Quiénes pueden visitar este salón? Okay, the answer is right above us. We have only damas de 18 años. We have solo caballeros de 18 años. We have cualquier persona de ambos sexos, of both genders, right? Personas de por lo menos 18 años. So people of at least 18 years. Right? What's the answer? Come guys, we have the line highlighted. What's the answer? It tells us that they attend to people mayores de 18 años. So mayores means older than 18 years, right? So people who are at least 18 years. Not only women, damas is ladies, caballeros is gentlemen. So not only women who are more than 18, not only men who are more than 18. This is 53D, right? Okay, 54. ¿De dónde son los especialistas? So let's find especialistas in here. They don't have the word especialistas, but they have expertos europeos. So where are the experts from? We have de Francia, de Europa, de Gran Bretaña, de Suecia. Honestly, it could be A or C or D because all of those places are considered part of Europe. But since they very fortunately gave us B, de Europa, that is what we will choose because they are expertos europeos, right? All right, ¿cómo es el salón? We have grande y moderno, Moderno y lujoso, pequeño pero cómodo, pequeño pero exclusivo. So is it large and modern? Modern and luxurious, small but comfortable, small but exclusive. So let's look at what is the salon like? What does it tell us? We have El Más Moderno de la Isla. So okay, it has modern. Again, modern. And it has un ambiente lujoso. So a luxurious environment. So it's as simple as just looking back in the thing for the words, right? So modern and luxurious. 55B. Okay. 56. Porque es muy esencial el número telefónico. Why is the phone number so essential? Because what do you have to do? What does cita previa mean? Cita previa, sorry. It means by appointment, right? By previous appointment. So para hacer una cita, oh yes. Para verificar si está abierto. Well, no, because then they give you the opening hours. And this para llamar los fines de semana. Why? Why would we want to call them on weekends? Para conseguir línea. No. To join the line? No. So 56. A, right? Uh-oh. Right. Okay, let's go look at what I think is the last piece now. All right. El sábado pasado, Maribel, la hija de mi vecina, se cayó de la rama de un árbol alto y quedó sin sentido en el suelo. Había subido al árbol para tratar de ayudar a su gatita que no podía bajar. So what does it say? Last Saturday, Maribel, daughter of my neighbor, fell from a tree branch. La rama de un árbol, right? We met Rama as bouquet in the listening conversation earlier, but that's fine. Branch of a tall tree, right? And fell sin sentido, unconscious on the floor, right? She had climbed the tree to try to help her kitten that could not come down. These pets. La pobre madre, poor mother, quien estaba trabajando en el jardín, who was working in the garden, lo vio todo, saw everything. Muy asustada, so she was shocked. Dejó, from dejar, to leave. She left what she was doing, dejó lo que hacía, y fue corriendo, she went running, a la casa a telefonear al hospital. So she called the hospital. Llegó rápidamente una ambulancia. So here's again the subject after the verb. The ambulance arrived quickly. Y se llevó a la chica herida. So they carried away the wounded girl. All right, what happened last Saturday? We have a tree fell to the floor. No. A girl got hurt. Yes. But a girl hurt herself. Una vecina quedó sin sentido. No, the neighbor didn't fall senseless. Una niña salvó a su gato. No. The kitten is probably up in the tree still, laughing. And or jumped down and is laughing down on the floor. All right, so anyway, 57. B, right? 58. Al caerse del árbol and falling from the tree, la niña no se movió. She didn't move. Corrió a casa, ran to the house. No podía subir, could not get up. Llamó al hospital, called the hospital. So what did the girl do? Or what is accurate for the girl? Could she move? She was sin sentido, right? So no se movió. She could not move. 58, 8. 59, what did her mother do when the accident happened? ¿Qué hacía su mamá cuando ocurrió el accidente? We have, she fell on the ground, se cayó al suelo. We have, she ran to the garden, corría al jardín. We have, se quedó en casa, she remained at home. Oh, sorry, it's not what did the mother do, it's what was the mother doing. So what was she doing? She fell to the floor, she was running to the garden, she remained in the house, she was working in the garden. She was working in the garden, right? All right. ¿Cómo se sintió la madre al ver caer a su hija? So how did the mother feel on seeing her daughter fall? We have temerosa, scared, right? Enojada, angry, alegre, happy, avergonzada, ashamed. So she was obviously scared. All right. All right, guys. This brings us to the end of this lesson, paper. I think we've done everything in it now. When we go to do multiple choice again, we will start with another paper. If you all have questions, you're welcome to remain. And if not, enjoy your night and your weekend. When it comes, I'll see you all next week.